Hey guys, Chicago injury lawyer Scott DeSalvo, also known as My Injury Guy, shooting another video for you today. And the topic today is, how do I protect my income when I get hurt at work? So if you got a comp case, you got hurt at work, how do you make sure you keep getting paid? Pretty important topic, and I'll tell you why. And you know this too. Who in hell has a lot of savings these days? Not too many people. So most people who work for a living, if they get hurt at work, they need a source of income. They need to know that they're going to have money coming in, because you don't want the stress of trying to heal and get better from an injury or after a surgery and not know where your money is coming from, right? So it's important to protect it. So the number one thing I tell all of my workers' comp people to do is, every time you go to the doctor, if the doctor is holding you off work or says you can go back to work, whatever it is, you always got to get a doctor's note. Always get a doctor's note. Now, there's three kinds of doctor's note you can get, right? It's a work status note. I call it a doctor's note, but it's actually a work status note. So they can either send you back to work full duty with no restrictions, or they can say 100% restricted. There's no way this man or woman can work right now. And then there's the in-between note, the return to work with restrictions, right? So let's say you injure your right hand and you do keyboard work. Well, your employer may decide all he does is keyboard all day. He can come back to work when his hand is better because he can't type with one hand. Or they could be jerks about it and say, okay, well, if it's a one-hand restriction, we're going to have them come in and sit in an office and talk on the phone all day. Even though they don't have a position for you, they can opt to do that. Now, if they opt to accommodate you, you have to go to work and do the duty that they give you. If they decide to send you home and keep you at home, then they have to pay you, right? They have to pay your TTD, which is temporary total disability. So that's how that works. Here's a common scenario. Your doctor says that you can't work at all, or that you have to work with a restriction so that you don't hurt yourself worse. And the company doctor, the IME, independent medical exam doctor, says, nope, he can go back to work full duty. There's nothing wrong with him. Then what do you do? Well, what I usually tell people is, depending on how obvious and incontrovertible the nature of the injury is, that's how we decide what the plan is. But if you got a back strain and something that isn't obvious to the naked eye, like obviously if you're immediately post-surgery and they want to send you back to work, I'm not telling you to go back to work. Obviously, if you can't walk, I'm not going to tell you to try and go back to work. But remember what we try to do at my office, in court. We try to be the most reasonable people in the room. So if your doctor says, no, I'd like you to stay off work for a few more weeks, but the company doctor says, no, we want them to go back and try light duty, or we want them to go back and do full duty, I talk to my client and I say, look, if you think you can maybe do it, go and try to do it. If you're not able to do it, at least when I get in front of the judge realizes this dude wants to work. This man or woman is willing to work, willing to compromise. They're not just looking for a free ticket to stay home for 6 months and get paid. This is a person who, they have a right to believe their own doctor, but they were willing to at least go in and try. That actually gives us a lot of leverage with the judge, because it makes us look honest. It makes us look like we are attempting to do the right thing, right? Instead of just, well, I got my doctor's note and to hell what anybody else thinks, and I just want my money, right? Even if that's the way you feel about it, if we build credibility, see, in comp, the judge that you're in front of who makes these decisions, do they have to pay your time off work, or do you have to go back to work? The judges who make these decisions as the case is proceeding is the same judge we go to trial with. So if I'm over there and I tell the judge, like, look, this is an honest guy. He tried to go back to work. He did it for 2 days, and he ended up back at his doctor's office with muscle spasms in his back because they had him lifting 60-pound boxes overhead, which is how he hurt his back in the first place. You're covered because the company doctor told you to go back to work and do it. You tried it, and you can't do it. It puts you in a great credibility position, and it puts us in a position to maximize the value of your case later on. Now listen, I'm going to tell you, if you literally cannot work and you think for sure it's going to hurt you and you're going to be in bad shape, I'm not telling you to go back to work if you know for a fact it's going to hurt you or you know for a fact that you can't do it. I'd never ask you to do that, okay? But if you're able to do it, but this is strategic stuff to maximize your chance to keep your money going. The last thing I'm going to say is, if they're paying your TTD, hiring a lawyer and all that, they're unlikely to ever interrupt your TTD. Until you reach maximum medical improvement, meaning your treating doctor says you're better, you can go back to work, everything's over with. It's relatively rare that they mess with your money, but these insurance companies, remember, they're not in the business of giving out free money for any reason. They want to hold on to the money, as much as possible. So there are situations where there's like bureaucratic errors where they stop your checks for stupid reasons. That's one of the reasons why you want to have a lawyer on your side, so you're not trying to negotiate with these idiots on your own. You got a lawyer to call them. If it takes 20 phone calls, we'll call them 20 times. So anyway, that's how all that stuff works. Hope that information helps you. If there's anything I can do for you, give me a holler. You can call me anytime, night or day, 312-500-4500. And of course, please watch till the end of the video. I have some great tools and information that injured people really appreciate. I get a ton of people complimenting the stuff I generate and give out for free to injured people. And so other people appreciate it. You'll probably enjoy it too. So stay till the end of the video. Hope you and the family are doing well, and take care. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. If you or anyone you know has been hurt in an accident and needs a lawyer or even just has questions, give me a call anytime, day or night, at 312-500-4500. You can call me anytime, day or night, and the consultation is free. That's 312-500-4500. Or if you're not ready to talk to a lawyer, I made 2 great tools that really help people out that you can use for free on my website. The links are in the description. The first one is called the Case Cash Calculator, and it tells you what your case might be worth. The other is called the Good Case Calculator, and it tells you whether you might have a good case or you might have a case with some challenges. The best part is that they're 100% free to use on my website, and it only takes you 20 seconds flat to answer 7 multiple choice questions right off the top of your head. And then you get custom information about your particular injury situation fast and for free. So check them out, links in the description. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to my channel. I release 2 new videos every week, and this way you'll get notice of them. And if you have a question you'd like answered in a video, just leave a comment with your question in the comments section. Finally, if you enjoy my videos or if I've helped you in any way, I hope you'll consider doing me a favor. Injury law is a very competitive field, and I like having a small independent firm so I can help people who need it. People really rely on Google reviews when deciding who to hire, so I hope you'll consider leaving me a 5-star review on Google. It only takes a few seconds, but it's a favor to me that I would really appreciate. The link is in the description. You just go to that link, click 5 stars, say a kind word, hit submit, and you're done. Once again, I hope you and your family are well, and if anyone you know needs an injury lawyer or has questions, please send them my way by calling 312-500-4500. Thanks again for watching. Take care.
312-500-4500. If you got hurt you gotta give them a try. Call my injury guy.
Call my injury guy.
1-2-500-4500. If you got hurt, you gotta give them a try. Call my